What's up guys, macadii here. Today I'll be taking you through the 8 easy steps to analysing your opponent's team. First step is to look at the overview of your opponent's team to try and establish what style of play he'll be using. Your opponent's team may be a specialised type of team, such as a rain team or a trick room team, but then it may also be focused on a specific playstyle, such as hyper offense or stall. The second step is to look at each of your opponent's Pokemon and try and identify likely sets for each one. I generally try and go by the rule of thumb that most teams have one Scarfer, one Choice Bander or Choice Specs, and at least 2 Walls. The next step is to look at your opponent's team to try and identify the biggest threat on their team. Now the thing to remember is this threat may be an offensive threat, or it could also be a defensive threat. The fourth step is to look at your own team and try to identify what your biggest threat to their team is. Now remember, this could also be an offensive threat or a defensive threat. You then need to keep a mental note of it and make sure you try to keep that Pokemon alive throughout the game, and also to remember its high value. The fifth step is to have another look at your team to try and work out what your least valuable Pokemon is. Now this Pokemon is the one that handles your opponent's team the worst. It's a good idea to identify this Pokemon now, because if a Pokemon has to be sacrificed in the battle, then you'll know which one to pick. The sixth step is to work out how important Stealth Rocks will be for the battle. You need to look at the number of Pokemon on your opponent's team that are weak to rocks, and the number of potential defoggers and rapid spinners he has on his team. You can then bring this information together to try and work out how important it is that Stealth Rocks stay up on the field. The seventh step is to then look at your opponent's team again and try and work out what his potential lead will be. Sometimes it can be difficult to work out what your opponent's going to be leading with, but a good bet is to look at the Pokemon that are most likely to set up rocks, because this is typically the most common type of lead. The eighth and final step is to decide what Pokemon you're going to lead with. Now you want this Pokemon to be able to either check or counter your predicted lead. The other thing you have to do is to then check your lead against the rest of their team to make sure that if you did mispredict, it won't put you at a bad disadvantage. Well, there you have it guys, 8 easy ways to analyse your opponent's Pokemon team. Now if you enjoyed the video and want to keep up with my latest content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. On the right there should be a selection of my other videos as well, which includes some of my latest showdown sessions, and also my latest video which is 8 ways to instantly improve your Pokemon battling style. macadii out!